So let's talk more about the business of business. Vi Lyles is the mayor of Charlotte, joins us now. Hey, Mayor Lyles, whenever you win something, it's good to come on. A lot of companies have been moving to your town, and I would assume your office and you yourself personally probably hear from other CEOs looking to move to you.
Absolutely. We are so excited when you called on us and give us the vote as a state for business. But I think even more importantly, we are the city that cares deeply about business as well. And so the ideas that we have, that you support us and that we work for, the opportunities with so many of the people that come to our city just because they know that there is an opportunity to be a part of something that will really make them thrive. You know, we are all about making sure that our communities and our businesses are aligned and working together so that we can be a place for everyone.
So congratulations. And I'm looking at the companies that you have, and these are just fantastic companies. So just one of them, Nucor. I mean, it's the industrial production, one of the leaders. Can you tell us more about how you've kept them there and kind of the growth you're seeing from the steel industry?
Well, first of all, I want you to know that Nucor is just absolutely one of our businesses. It's located right next door to Coca-Cola bottling company. So I get a chance to enjoy and understand what goes on when these folks are having to make decisions about whether or not they will have the right people that they can hire to be a part of what we're saying is being a part of our city that's making it work well. And so when we have those kinds of things that we have people coming here, because we work hard to say, here's what we can do. Think about this. If you think about how people come in, they find out how the city works, how, you know, the populations, the opportunities that we have for them, they stay. And often that means that we use our universities and all of our educational programs. We want people to come to Charlotte and be able to be successful at whatever decision they want to make.
Yeah, Vi, it's Kelly here. And I started my career in some ways in Charlotte at Bank of America as an intern on the corporate investments team about 21 years ago. So at the time it was and it is even more so a major metropolis today. When, you know, sometimes I check on home prices in the area, and I have a lot of friends who still live down there. How do you guys deal with the affordability issues? When you are doing this well economically, the flip side is your housing's getting expensive. Your traffic is getting difficult to deal with. You need money to kind of deal with all of these problems. What are you hearing from people who live there?
Well, one of the very first things that I want you to know about is that we had just passed the bond referendum to make sure that we can have the approval of transportation. Now, we've had some things that we've had to deal with, and I understand that, but we know that in the next several months that we will be talking about how do we make sure that you can move around the city accessibly and not without having a ring. So these are the things that we work on with that. But even more so, as you talk about what we're trying to do, we try to bring in talent. It's talent that makes the difference for our companies. We want people that are energized and ready. We want people that are talented and top tiered. We want to really have quality of life. And if we continue on that path, I am sure that we will continue to see you earlier and earlier.
Well, I know you're a Tar Heel, Mayor, but you need more. You need some Hokies down there as well. Kelly and I are both from Virginia in that 81 corridor. A lot of our friends have moved south to warmer climes and the Queen City. By the way, single best YMCA I've ever been to in my life is in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's next to what used to be Omni Hotel. I don't know if it's still there, but random but interesting.
I'm not sure it's still there or not, but look at how many other places that we've had to build. I mean, the hospitality industry is absolutely outstanding. And just think about, we just had a little bit of a football game a couple of nights ago, and that in itself, I mean, to have that stadium, everybody was there. There wasn't an empty seat in the house. And so these are the
we got to go, Mayor Lyles.
And our business community supports that kind of thing.
I know you had everything but the win, but next year, hey, next year, I'm from Los Angeles originally, so you'll forgive me. But next year, the Panthers are looking good. Mayor Vi Lyles of Charlotte, North Carolina, really appreciate you coming on, Mayor. Have a great day. Thank you.